For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 7 to 10. Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Rachak Wadash. Double honor to our venerable apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings to Lord's elect, the house of David. All right, so Brother Aharon coming back at you with another lesson, Lord willing, to be edifying and uplifting unto the elect. All right, and we're going to another article here. All right, as we're living in the last days, heading into this beast system that's prophesied in the book of Revelation. All right, specifically going into the no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark. All right, so the infrastructure, like we always say, is being built, all right, by these modern day, all right, Chaldeans, all right, as we are in the daughter of Babylon, all right, in the land of the Chaldeans, all right, which are these modern day so-called technocrats, all right, so-called scientists and so on and so forth, but really these high-level technocrats, right, the likes of Peter Thiel and Larry Ellison and Sam Altman and so on and so forth, Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk, all right, all these people that we see, all right, these are today's Chaldeans, all right, because they're the ones behind, all right, a lot of this new age rebellion towards the Heavenly Father in the way in the mindset of science and technology. Okay, building up science and technology, AI and so on and so forth, all right, to push this great rebellion against Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, all right, and his ministry, his doctrine, his truth. Okay, Esau want to change all that. All right, so people are starting to talk. The whole world is speaking about these things, and the talking is not in their light. It's not in it's not in their favor, I should say. All right, you got a lot of the talking that's happening right through these podcasts and TikTok videos and YouTube videos is mostly very negative when it comes to these oligarchs and technocrats and so on and so forth, right? When you watch a lot of these mini documentaries and well-researched information that's coming out, it's mostly highlighting, all right, who is really controlling everything upon the face of the earth, the resources, all right, the direction in which the world is going in, all right, the events that are happening that's causing real life, difficult challenges like crisis that's going on around the world, right? When you highlight all these things, you notice that there's a pattern, all right, that these rich trillionaire, billionaire, all right, banking families, all right, and their sons and minions and demons, okay, who are in position of power, whether it be militarily, financially, religiously, however you want to look at it, all right, they control the world, all right, they control the world, man. Okay, and now they have so much power, so much control, so much money. All right, we're talking 99% of the wealth, all right, of the whole entire world is in the hands and control of 1%. All right, and this 1% are now demanding, okay, that we cut back, the whole entire world cut back on its use on resources, natural resources that the Lord gave us to use. They said cut back on that. And anyone who opposes this idea of cutting back on that and we can give those resources to our new gods, our AI centers and so on and so forth, then we're going to eliminate you. We have to depopulate so we can have the rest of the world that's left, according to the Georgia Guidestones, of about 500 million people upon the whole entire planet, ruled by what? AI. Okay? Have the AI gods ruling over everything, right? and completely X out Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, but that's not going to work. That's why you have the book of Job tells you that the Lord is going to disappoint the hands of the crafty so that they cannot perform their enterprise, man. All right, but let's read this real quick. In their attempt to censor, meanwhile bringing in, all right, their total control system. All right, you have the FBI Director Kash Patel says Bureau is ramping up AI to counter domestic and global threats. Okay, so we know where this is going. All right, by just that title, you already know this is the commencement of that Minority Report type style. That's going to be, that's going to become real. All right, come 2026 and beyond, however long we got left here, this is how things are going to start to become. Right, everything ran by AI. The concept of real life is going to cease to exist soon. All right, everything is going to feel truly like a simulation. All right, it says Kash Patel recently announced that the Federal Bureau of Investigation is significantly expanding its use of artificial intelligence as part of a broader strategy to counter both domestic and global threats. Patel described artificial intelligence as a critical tool for ensuring the Bureau remains effective in an increasingly complex and fast-moving security environment. Okay, and this is all on the heels of Trump coming down with that executive order that basically no state can regulate AI for 10 years. Okay, it's just you can't do it. So now you're allowing law enforcement, right, the Bureau, all these agencies that have pretty much power over the lives of people. Now they're going to be able to use AI that's not going to be regulated by states. So they can use it, but it cannot be regulated. That's very dangerous. All right, and this is how you get a totalitarian, all right, authoritarian state, or otherwise known as a police state. We've been talking about that for years, and now it's commencing, but they're doing it in a very conniving manner. So a lot of people are not paying attention to it, but we here. See, we're here. We're watching. We're putting all the pieces together. We're seeing it. Okay. So ultimately, things like this is to target people like us that are raising the sounding the alarm bells. Okay. It says, according to Patel, the FBI has been actively ramping up its technological capabilities to stay ahead of adversaries who seek to exploit emerging technologies for malicious purposes. That's a lame ass reason, but they had to have a reason. And if that whatever they're pitching is not working, they're gonna create a reason. Okay. It says he emphasized that modern threats ranging from terrorism and cybercrime to foreign intelligence operations are evolving rapidly, requiring equally advanced tools to detect and disrupt them before they cause harm. All right, I just reading this. I'm just the alarm bells of a gamma is about to pop off, or multiple gammas. Okay, digamma, trigamma, all kinds of gammas. All right, the FFs. Okay, because now they have to be justified in bringing this about, because again the conversation, the what they call the public opinion is not in working in their favor. All right, it's not on their side. It says to guide this transformation, the FBI has established a specialized technology working group focused on the development and integration of artificial intelligence across the Bureau's operations. Okay, so yeah, the famine of the word. See, everything that we're seeing, man, is all this AI stuff is really truly turning this system really is into a beast system for real, because you're not dealing with a human being anymore, right? The concept of dealing with people is slowly but surely, eradicating. It makes sense why they fired so many of these federal workers early in the year in the name of Doge and consolidation of whatever data and all this shit in the name of what they call efficiency, government efficiency. Oh, they were spending this, and all these people here, we don't need you here. We're gonna consolidate and da da da. All this BS, man. It was all about control, right? Gathering the information for control, put into one database, like Oracle niggas said. Oracle. These Chaldeans, man, watch them. You gotta watch them. All right. So it says here. Patel stated that these investments are intended to provide lasting benefits for the safety and security of the American people. Once again, when they shall say peace and safety, all right, this is how this devil is coming in with this thing. It's all about deception. Okay, we just read that in Second Thessalonians. Okay, part of how you're gonna identify this devil is he's coming in with the power of Satan, with signs and lying wonders. Okay, his whole thing is all about pseudo. It's all false. All right, anti-Messiah, anti-Most High. Okay, it says with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish. All right, these people that are going to be affected by the witchcraft and the sorcery through artificial intelligence is because they're not of the elect. All right, that's why the Lord says, if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. Look how AI is moving. A lot of things that you're seeing now is all AI generated, but it looks so real you can't even tell the difference. You know what I'm saying? We literally went through an age where all you saw was memes and people doing videos of dumbass shit, right? And now AI has imitated that dumbass shit, and now you're watching dumbass shit that's not even produced by people anymore, but it looks like it's produced by people. You know, all this fake ass choreographed things that people, bad acting ass shit that we've been watching for the past 5-6 years. Now you're seeing AI taking over that. All right, I believe somebody, I forgot who it was, but he said that AI is turning the internet into, like, he says, like a mad cow disease. Okay, it's like a mad cow disease, man. He said the AI is scouring the internet, all right, called data learning, to then program itself and how it's going to control society, right? But then if you're watching, if AI is scouring the internet for information and content, and all that's out there now for the most part is all AI, so AI is learning from AI and then using AI to control AI upon the people. Like you see, so it's like it's a cycle of madness. At the end of it all, even though how these devils are pitching it like this is the greatest breakthrough of science and all this misinterpretation of what they're seeing, okay, because they think they can build this empire without the Most High. That's a misnomer. You're not going to build any utopian society without having the true laws of the Bible implemented. You can't do that. That's why the kingdom of Israel has to be instituted upon the face of the earth, because these devils are pitching a divine paradise, but the process to get there, you got to eliminate 90% of the population, right? You got to have a microchip society, right? You got to have a panopticon, 15-minute cities, okay, where people are controlled through technology. You don't see no more human-to-human interaction anymore. Women can't have no children. You're going to have incubators through AI robots, right? They're going to have a factory, right, in the name of technology to produce babies. You just give them the description. They'll put the DNA and all this extra shit in a lab, and then they'll curate a baby for you. They'll create one for you. Listen, this madness. You know what I'm saying? You can't have no more real meat. We just gonna print out 3D printed meat, right? We're gonna put genetically modified food in your meat, all kinds of shit. You know what I'm saying? We're going genetically gene editing, Klaus Schwab, right? We need to use CRISPR DNA to splice your DNA and change you change your identity, bro. Cancer about to go crazy, okay? Because you're doing unnatural things. You're changing the ways of which the Lord created for the world and the earth to function. You're mismanaging the earth, okay? You're destroying the earth morally, physically, spiritually. But you're doing all this in the name of science and technology is going to save the day. Science and technology is the only sacred wisdom out there. There's nothing else. We need to govern ourselves, our societies, our morals through science and technology. And we, the technocrats, are the ones to usher this in. Trust us, believe us. Believe in OpenAI, believe in Oracle, believe in Neuralink. Allow us to bring this new reality to you. Let us, be your gods, and we're going to change life. We're going to change how things are. We're going to change what it means to be human. That means we don't need any type of God, the God of the Bible, the Hebrew God. We don't need to worry about that no more. We're going to create our own world here. Trust us. This is how we're going to end up there. This is what they're doing. Okay, again, with all deceivableness of unrighteousness, okay, in them that perish. Okay, because they receive not the love of the truth that they might be saved. 2 Thessalonians 2:10. All right. So this thing is bigger than what they make it to seem. Like you just think, oh, it's just regular people. Bro, they get into high level left-handed shit, bro. Okay? High level witchcraft, sorcery. Necromancy goes into that. Okay? So it says here, uh, let's see. It says artificial intelligence is already being incorporated into several key investigative and analytical systems used by the FBI. These include advanced vehicle recognition. All right, so they're gonna be able to literally, as soon as a car passes by, all this cameras, they got the flock cameras that's all around everywhere and shit, right? Scriptures talk about a leopard shall be in their cities, right? These surveillance, these troopers, but now they're changing everything, drones, all that. It's just listen, surveillance, panopticon, everything. Eyes are watching you at all times. Okay, now, like Oracle nigga said, Larry Ellison, we're constantly recording everything and reporting. I'm like, who you, this nigga here, bro? Look, listen. So they have these cameras are set up all around all the cities, and they're all interconnected, and it's all to all the law enforcement people and all that shit. FBI, CIA, your NYPD, whatever, LAPD, whoever. They're all part of it. Okay. Now, what happens is once your vehicle passes by, it snaps a picture of your license plate. Not, it doesn't stop there. It can literally map out the whole entire car, including dents that you may have on your vehicle. Whatever sets your vehicle apart from every other vehicle, all these cameras that's around that's connected to AI that these people are using as collecting databases, collecting data on the people, there's all those details are in there. Oh, your windows are tinted, and you have a little scratch on this side of the car, and your tires look like this, and you have a little sticker on that side, and you have a camera set up on it. Yo, everything, the details of your vehicle. That's what they mean by vehicle recognition. All right. It says voice and language identification. All right, meaning your voice being recorded. So, let's say you use, you try to use your bank, right? And you try to whatever you try to do with your bank, but now you've used voice recognition, okay? And let's say something happens, and now you're under the weather. Your voice changes a little bit, and now you've used voice recognition when you're setting up the account. But now that you need maybe to make a transaction real quick, but you're under the weather, your voice has changed. So now you can't get into your own account because AI is not recognizing your voice that you started with before. So now you're in a dilemma right there. Something that was supposed to have good intentions. Oh, your identity is unique to you. Now this identity has locked you out of your whole unique shit. Think about that. It's kind of like that guy, I think it was an Asian dude that had a C hip in him, and he said he forgot, he lost the password to that, and now he's locked out of everything. I said, see, this is the type of shit we're talking about. Right? It's a speech to text processing, right? Oh, that's what you got today. Even on YouTube, they have it, right? The transcripts, right? Whatever you're saying, you can actually read it, right? It's just and sophisticated video analysis tools, right? Because they want to be able to determine which one is real and which one is fake, deep fake, all that. It says by using AI to analyze large volumes of data, agents and analysts are able to identify patterns, connections, and threats more quickly than through traditional manual methods. And that's Minority Report shit. All right, predictive crime. Okay, predictive crime. All right, based on data and tools and patterns and connections, we predict that this guy is driving through here every single day. That means that he might very well today be planning to go, commit some type of T attack on a so-called J-ish Orthodox church. You'd be like, what the fuck, nigga? What? No. We're not playing this game, right? But it's going to be too late. For people to even try to push back, it's going to be too late. Once the system is already built and set in there, and how they're going to do it, they're going to justify it through some type of FF or multiple FFs, okay? So that the people can shut up and deal with it. Right? Because it's for your safety. You don't see what's going on. If we don't have this technology, these kinds of things are going to continue to happen. We cannot have that. Whether you like it or not, it's our job to keep you safe. All right? So you shut up and you take what we're giving you, all right? If not, we're going to knock down your door and take you away because you sound like those terrorists that don't want us to be safe in our homeland. That's exactly what they're about to do, nigga. All right, pay attention. Anyway, so continuing, it says, where is that? Right. It says the Bureau says these tools improve accuracy while reducing the time required to process evidence, allowing investigators to focus on higher level decision making and operational planning. All right, that's all through AI. It says AI driven analysis is particularly valuable in counterterrorism. That's the word. That's the buzzword. That word right there, just based off of that term, counterterrorism. That allows them to do so many things. Like the possibilities are endless, right? Because we're countering it, right? Defense, part of defense turns into Department of War. It says, and counterintelligence efforts where speed and precision can be the difference between prevention and response. Prevention, huh? Yeah, right. It says, Patel also highlighted the role of senior leadership in advancing the FBI's technology strategy, crediting outgoing leadership figures by helping lay the groundwork. Lay the groundwork for the Bureau's AI expansion. It says, as leadership transitions occur, the FBI plans to continue prioritizing modernization as a core element of its mission. The push toward artificial intelligence comes amid broader public debate and scrutiny surrounding the FBI's role, priorities, and the use of advanced technologies. There you go. Ding, 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 ding. So now we're definitely going to be seeing some type of false flag. I'm sorry. Some type of attacks from foreign or domestic agents, and that's going to cause for the FBI to be justified in bringing in this type of new age pre-crime technology in order to save and keep Americans safe, right? Because that's the end goal. I mean, they're not spending all this money and doing all this technology and censorship and shutting people up and sedating people through the media and the water and the food and the air and all these different things that's going on to keep these people, because all these things that's going on and most people can't say nothing or see it, something else is going on behind closed doors that's causing that, right? This somniopolis that we're living in, all right? This zombie land that we're living in, that these people are just asleep, okay? But even yet still, you still have a lot of people who are still having conversations, watching videos, engaging in dialogue, and these people are alarmed, okay? And these dialogue, the conversations that are being had is mostly highlighting what people are noticing that's going on around the world, okay? A lot of these things is they're just noticing shit. They just bring out facts like this person owns this and they've done this and they tied to this and they run this and they go here and they do this. You be like, damn, you see? And back then, this time he did this to these people, and then that turned out to do this, and then he sued these people, and he became this, and now he got $787 billion from $200 something billion 5 years ago. Oh, would you look? He's also part of the board of directors of this company over here. That's tied into that company over there. That runs this type of it, and then this is how they oppress your life, and then ruin your all that shit, bro. You see, everything is being exposed in these last days. And it all started through what? The prophets of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. We set the light. Well, the prophets, starting with the apostles and their elders and their apostles. Okay? And then on the way down, because as the scripture says, that what we have entered into, others have entered into your labors. Right? So we are the others that have entered into the labors of the ones who started and who laid the groundwork and the foundation. Okay? They set the torch and then they passed it on, and then we also took it and then we ran with it. All right. And that's all through that. Guess what? The whole world has been lit up. All these candles are being lit up. Hey, let's get that. Let's get that. There's a book of Matthew chapter 5 verse 14. It says, ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on an hill cannot be hid. Okay, but Esau is trying to attempt to hide this light that's set on the hill, right? Through AI technology, through censorship and all this shit, man. All right, through high level satanic witchcraft on the left hand side. All right. Um, let's get this one right quick. All right, this is the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 3. It says, but if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost, in whom the God of this world, who's the God of this world? You got spiritual demon Satan, but he rules through actual people on the earth. All right, actual people on the earth that tap into left-handed energy, spiritual demon satanic energy, man, on the left-hand side. All these technocrats, that's what they do. All right. As a matter of fact, they get into it. These are the modern day Chaldeans, bro. All right. The Chaldeans who are the left-handed priests, all right, of Baal back in the Babylonian Empire, the Neo-Babylonian Empire, which they get their information and their practices from the ancient pagan Babylonian Empire. All right. And then the Neo-Babylonian Empire took over. You had the priests of Baal, okay, that were eventually known pretty much as the Chaldeans. Okay, they were getting into all that high level satanic witchcraft. Okay, to push ahead their kingdom. They'll be giving their kings advice, right? That's why the kings will always seek to them, right? Nebuchadnezzar, he was seeking to the astrologers, the charmers, the magicians, the Chaldeans, all right? To what? To come and interpret his dream. Okay, so it's the same thing. These presidents, kings, and all that, they go to these technocrats, all right, and these technocrats are spending billions of dollars and resources to what? To tap into left-handed energy, right? Look at something like CERN, okay, and when you look at the front of it, they got the statue of Shiva right there. You see what I'm saying? Like all this satanic shit, left-handed shit. All right, they do all these the so-called performances that they'll do, like when you watch the Olympics or some of these Super Bowl shits that they be doing. You know what I'm saying? They do a lot of satanic rituals. They perform it without the actual physical ritual, but they actually do the performances, the seances, all that shit, man. They do that. All right. But yeah, man, these people are on a high level when it comes to left-handed shit, man. All right. And they're bringing this thing into fruition by way of connecting it to the people through their medium known as the black mirror, the phones, the screens, the TVs. Okay. This devil is on a level that is sometimes incomprehensible. You know what I'm saying? That's why he ought to be stopped, and he will be stopped. That's the part that he's not trying to accept. He's trying to create AI to divert from him going down. Okay, but you're not built to last, bro. You going down. You going down, bro. You going down. You devils are going down. Okay. It says verse. So going back to 2 Corinthians 4:4, it says, "In whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Hamashiach, who is the image of the Most High, should shine unto them." Okay, so we are preaching. All right, we are preaching that light. All right, of the glorious gospel. We are preaching that of Yahweh Shai Hamashiach. We are preaching that. The apostles of Great Millstone on down. All right, the bishops, the elders, the brothers, the priests. Okay, or in totality, the company of prophets. All right, we are the ones who are bringing out the light of the glorious gospel of Yahweh Shai Hamashiach. Hence, the the, the gospel being preached throughout the whole entire world. Now we're at the end, and these devils are shaking in their boots. Okay, they're shaking in their boots, man. So now they have to push things like AI to shut down, all right, this word. But it's not gonna work, man. It's over with. Okay, it's over with, man. The game is over. All right. There's a book of Job, chapter 5, verse 12. It says, "He disappointeth the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise." All right. So when you hear these technocrats pop up on the scene and they tell you about their plans and their dreams and aspirations for society, whether you like it or not, all right, that's their enterprise. All right. Having a world that's microchipped, like I described earlier, all right, depopulated, you know what I'm saying? There's no happiness, there's no real life, just being robotic, right? Being ruled over by AI. This beast system, sad, pathetic, dark, somber, dead. This is what these people are pitching as life that we should embrace. This sick shit, man. All right, but the Lord said He's going to disappoint. All right, He disappointeth, meaning He's going to what? He's going to break it up. He's going to cause it to cease. All right, your plans, your dreams, your aspirations, they're all going to be caused to cease. Right, your devices going into what? Your machinery, AI data centers. You know what I'm saying? Right now, they're trying to go for Greenland. You know how random that was to us? We're like, what the fuck? Why is this nigga pushing all? We need to go get Greenland. Because that's the perfect place for them to build up one of them, what he called freedom cities and shit. Right? Trump and them. It all makes sense now. Right? Project Stargate and all this extra. They want to build a place out there in Greenland so all these fucking technocrats could go build their dream worlds over there. Meanwhile, everywhere else is fucked up. You know what I'm saying? America's destroyed, thermonuclear destruction, and they up in Greenland chilling. Fuck out of here, man. All right. So the Lord is going to what? Disappoint your devices, your concept of this new world order through AI technology, this beast system, building 10 cities of freedom cities through AI and data centers. Oh, yeah. Your America that you're turning into this data center hub is going to be destroyed. Hence, your system of control will be destroyed. You out of here. All right, you out of here. Get them up out of here, man. Hey, the Lord, the angels, they about to get you up out of here. You devils are through. All right. Call loyal Bashimi Haushai. We living in the days where we go witness and watch the Lord bring down you devils, man. All right. That's biblical prophecy. We seen it. Babylon is going down, but you still try to fight it. Oh, nah, we gonna build data centers. We need to do it quickly. Hey, you're done. You run out of time, bitch. Hurry it up. All right. It says, so their hands cannot perform their enterprise. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness. Your own craftiness, man. The Lord is going to use your own hands to destroy you. You're building all this ICBMs and all that. He's going to still use those same devices to destroy you. And guess what? Don't be surprised if it gets shot off by AI. AI says, yo, the only way we can save the world is by destroying these people that are doing all this shit. And then boom, light that shit up. Let's go. All right. It says, and the counsel of the froward is carried headlong. They meet in darkness in the daytime and grope in the noonday as in the night. Right. So all this shit, it tells you that Psalm 64. All right. About how they search out iniquities. All right. They do a diligent search. Right. So they meet. When they meet, what do? They come in contact. Right. They concur. Right, they have all these summits, right? World Economic Forum and all these different things. Typically, it's during the daytime, right? So they meet with darkness. When you go into that word darkness, all right, I believe it's a kashak, if I'm not mistaken. All right, it says what? Literally darkness, right? But also what? Figuratively, what? Destruction, death, ignorance, sorrow, wickedness, all right, obscurity. Okay, so they go deep into the left-hand side. All right, it says in the daytime, right, meaning every day. Right, just like how the right-hand side, the Lord commanded the priest to do the daily sacrifice. Esau on the left-hand side, being that he does everything inverted, Esau on the left-hand side also does things on the daily. He does daily sacrifices to his gods of Baal and all of them. Okay, right? That's why you have CERN and all these different places like that. You know, it says, and grope in the noonday as in the night. Right, so groping is what? When you're groping, you're searching, right? You're searching for something. So they grope in the noonday as in the night, meaning what? They're always doing some type of research. They're always looking into some type of left-handed shit. How do we come up with something that's going to do this and do that? I have an idea. Let's use AI. Nigga, you're going to bring ruins. You're going to destroy your existence. Yeah, but you know what? Even if we have that, we're going to come out of the ashes. We're going to build and let's create the problem so we can have a solution for it. And then guess what? This is a problem that ends everything. Now what? Now what? So yeah, man. I think this is pretty much it. Let me see. Do I have any more? Right here it says Patel has positioned the AI initiative as a necessary evolution rather than a departure from the Bureau's traditional mission, arguing that law enforcement must adapt to the same technological realities shaping modern crime, and national security threats. So there you go. Okay, modern crime. This is all going into Minority Report type of security. Okay, this is the beginning of it. They're coming out with it, man. All right. So yeah, just wanted to bring that out real quick. All right, just keep your head on the swivel. All right, let's see what things transpire within the next few days or weeks or months. All right, that's going to lead them to bring about the system fully. Okay, it's going to be some form of heavy events. All right, crisis type events that's going to happen, whether it be cyber or physical or both. Okay, it's all in the hands of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah at this point. All right, but once those events hit, it's go time. Okay. So I'm going to leave it off there, lower than you edified and informed. In closing, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachak Kodash, the water Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. Until next time, Shalom.